All right, guys, I want to show you real quick. The summer trading is so hard. Now, I only had about an hour today, so I do want to go over that. If you have a full-time job or you only have an hour, you only want to sit here for an hour, which is kind of nice. I do want to show you what I do. So I wanted to real quick show you, these are the tickers that I've been watching lately, or I'm getting ready because earnings are coming up in a couple weeks or whatever. There are things that are on my radar. So I want you to see that these right here are ones that I trade regularly. Except for Tesla, everything was just sideways. Just sideways. Look at this. You can't trade that. That's really hard. So I'm actually lucky that I even made money today. Okay, then another thing I want to show you is this. I think it was in this weekend's last video that Day Trading for Success put out. He was going over his whole how to set all this up. And even though I've watched him for years and I know how to set up my own charts because of him and I can do all this, I actually always rewatch because sometimes I'll learn something new. And I think it was this video that he talked about this weekend where he put on I'm going to show you this. This is a 5-minute chart. He added this volume profile, or it could have been one from 2 years ago because I was also watching that one. I love using volume profile. I use it in futures. I use it on my 1-minute chart. And I just never thought of putting it on the 5-minute chart. So I did, and I like it. Here's the thing, especially in summer trading, I need all the help I can get. I'll be honest with you. Summer trading is hard. There are certainly a lot more traders who use a 5-minute chart and a 15-minute chart than there are 1-minute traders out there. So I want to see what they are watching and what they're seeing. And I want to be able to kind of not predict, because I can't predict anything. I'm not that good, but I want to be able to kind of know what they might be seeing and how they might be trading. So I did add that on there, and I do like it because I always watch the point of control and I watch the value area. I watch to see where most of the volume is on the day and how that's how price is reacting to that. So anyways, I wanted to say that. And then I did trade something new, ASML. They had earnings. And so I only traded 2 shares because the stock is freaking $1,826 and very low volume. But I need to get good at pre-market and finding stuff to trade and only trading about an hour a day. So I'm going to show you what I did here. So all I did was I was just trying, because I don't know this stock, I was just trying to trade the way I like, which is trading pullbacks off the 9 EMA. And the 21 is just there. This pink line is the 21 EMA, and it's just there for kind of my stop loss. Sometimes if it gets too close to the 21 or passes it completely and closes, I will change direction sometimes, but I rely more on the 9. So I want you to know that blue line is really what I rely on. So I only took 2 shares here, and I guess I went long here. I must have thought it was coming off the 9 and it failed down to here. And then I added in 2 more to get my cost average down, because it is only 2 shares, so I didn't really care. And I'm really just trying to see how to trade really early. Anyways, so we come over here, and then I got out here. How the hell did I make money? How did I make money? That's impossible. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, I lost money here. There we go. Oh my God, I was wondering, that just did not add up. Okay, I lost money here in the beginning. I was actually down $53, you guys, right here. It was stupid. I held on way too long. Don't do what I do. All right, over here, I made it back. I made the $53 back, and then I made 20 bucks. And I actually caught this candle. Check that out. So I was just literally watching the 9 EMA cross the 21, and I jumped in and took it and got out. And that was it. So amazing how you can just capture the right move right when you see price action happening. And we had more buyers step in here and volume was coming up, and it just all worked out perfect. And I took 25 shares, but hell, I lost 50 on just 2 and 4 shares. So I made all that back and then made 20. So I was done with that. This was really high spreads. I mean, spreads were incredible. So let's go to ELVA. This is definitely a cheaper stock for me. And I want to show you, I actually did well right here. I made 25 cents or so. And then I got distracted with a work phone call. And you guys, anytime work or family calls, I literally drop everything and I just walk away. There was one time when a friend called and I lost $2,000. This is play money. People and my job are more important to me than this. And so I just walk away. So I had a winner here, and then I got the phone call, and I was in this trade over here. Sorry, I actually got the phone call over here. I got the phone call, and I lost. I ended up losing 460. So it doesn't bother me. I lost 460. I'll take it. I have to take the good with the bad. And yeah, don't tell me you can sell, you can set a stop loss, you blah blah blah. I don't care. This is play money. If all of a sudden I don't realize the phone's going to ring and it does and it's important, I just drop it. Okay, let's move on. That's me, that's not you. All right. I want you to see here. I did $57.96 on Google. Google, my only loser on this was the very first trade. I lost $8. And I know I say I'm not going to trade the open, but today I have a very busy day at work and I had to trade the open or I couldn't trade at all. So I traded right here, the area where I don't normally trade. I was very cautious and I ended up doing $57. And right here, I stopped. There was no red trades in here. This was all green except the very first one. I got my rhythm after that. But I want to show you right here. Look at this daily ATR label. The ATR, the average true range for Google is $10. This morning, it was actually showing $8 or $9. So we had already almost hit the full ATR right here. So I just said, I wrote this down, price hit close to full ATR, use caution. And if you'll notice, it hung out here. And I know Day Trading for Success talks about ATR all the time, that you have to be cautious at those levels. I don't mark them. I mark the ATRs over here a lot of times on the 15. I don't mark them over here because I have so much going on this chart, but I am aware of the ATR. I know it when I start trading. I look up here, and this label for me to know the ATR here is enough. So I knew it was here. I knew we were getting there, and we did. We kind of failed here. We hit a resistance. All right, and then we did pull up and do a little more, but I was done because once we hit that full ATR, I usually just stop. It's too risky for me. All right, let's move on to NVIDIA. All right, I put some notes here that I want to share with you guys. It might help you. Now, I just took a trade right here because I sat down to make my recap and I took a quick scalp and I actually lost almost $10. And I thought, oh, why am I doing that? But just that first hour this morning is this right here. And then I want you to see these bubbles so you know that I'm trading in this area. And I want you to see the share size that I'm trading, 100 and 200 shares. I'm going to get rid of those because I want you to see some stuff here. So I'm going to get rid of show the trades. I did $76.36, but I want to show you what I was watching. So even though I tell you guys I trade off the 9 EMA and I trade pullbacks, I'm also watching something else, even though I'm not marking them on my chart. See these bubbles here? Visually, I can see this when I'm trading. I don't mark these bubbles, but I did this to show you. As we're coming down here, we have lower highs and lower lows. Now, this one was getting pretty iffy right here. It kind of tapped it perfectly. And so I was being a little cautious here. And what I wrote here, right here, I was short biased because we had lower highs and lower lows. So I'm taking this short. And then, sorry, I had to look away because I saw a text message. All right. I'm taking this short. We're below the VWAP and we're rejecting VWAP right on these lower highs. And our 9 EMA is staying right below. It almost touches the 21, but it stays below, except right here. It started to want to go long here. So I still felt short biased right here, but I should have noticed that the 9 crossed the 21, and I should have been a little more cautious right here. Or sorry, I was cautious. I saw this. And my short bias failed right here. I was watching it because of this. So I was short because of all of this, but that got me kind of worried. And when price came down in my direction, but it came back up, I was in this trade. It came back up, and I know it did because this 9 crossed over. So it went up and I got out and I took a $51 hit on that. So because I went from $51 down to only $2.65. So I took about a $50 hit. So then it turned around and went in my original direction. So I read price action correctly, but when the 9 crosses the 21 and starts to go north and we get this really higher low right here, I do have to be cautious. And I decided to take a loss instead of letting it go even higher. Because if I would have taken it all the way to the top right here, it would have been a $70 drawdown. And I went ahead and took the $51 loss. I hope that makes sense. Now it went in my direction. If I was comfortable taking that $70 drawdown and just holding out, it would have come back in my direction, but I just said no way. If this low would have been maybe right here, I probably it would have been more gradual. I would have been okay because it shot up so much. was so much higher. I just said no. So I'm hoping I explained that right. I was cautious and lost quite a bit. And it actually ended up going in my direction because I did read price action correctly. It was just this little hiccup that got me worried. Okay, let's move on to Amazon. All right, only made $9 on Amazon. I got to put my trades back up here so I can actually see them. Oh God, I didn't do too well, did I? Oh boy. All right. Well, I had one loser we know already. All right, Amazon. Oh my God. Every single trade was a loser. And right at the very end, I made up for it. So I was down $36. Then I got down to negative 765, then negative 104. Then I started pulling up to negative 46. And then I made $9 profit and said, I'm done. So you guys, all in all, this was just terrible. I mean, it was just buying wrong and selling wrong. It was whatever, buying high, selling low, whatever you want to call it. I just played this price action wrong, and I shouldn't have. This was not difficult price action. I mean, volume was way below the average. So yeah, that it's summer, summer, low volume, summer sucks. And I'm not trading summer really well. So I probably should have cut down on my share size here, especially right off the bat when I took my first loser. I probably should have cut down to 50, and I shouldn't have taken 200 shares in this area here. But I was trying to make up for the huge loss, which I did. I finally did. So, anyways, 908. All right, guys, that's it. I wanted to make this really quick. I got to get going. And my total was what, about 159 or so? Now I can't remember. I got it on the thumbnail, and I'll add it up and put it on the screen. Okay, guys, please let me know how you did today. I hope you did real well. And we've got earnings tomorrow. I can't remember what it is. Something is earnings, something big. So I'll definitely be watching that. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.